Hello all, today we're going to be talking about creating equations. Our joke of the day is how do trees get on the internet? So here are the steps to creating equations from word problems. So the first step is to define the variable. Remember, the variable is the unknown. Usually in math we use the letter X to define the variable, but you can use any letter besides E. And you want to think about what do we know and what do we not know. And then number 2 is to determine the constant. If there is one, there's not always a constant. Usually it's going to be the starting point or the initial value. And then you need to think about what is the rate. So you're going to look for the words each or per. And then you're going to write the equation and solve. Here are the keywords to identify which operation you're using. So please write these down in your notes. Let's look at the first example. Example number 1. Juan's cell phone company charges $35 a month for phone service plus 50 cents for each text message. How many text messages does Juan send in a month if his bill was $52? So first, let's set up the equation. I like to, in word problems, I try to identify what's important. So they charge $35 a month plus 50 cents for each text message. And then we want to figure out how many text messages a month if his bill was $52. So first we need to define the variable. What do we know and what do we not know? So the variable in this case is what we're solving for, the amount of text messages. So we can say X is equal to the number of texts. And then also the constant is the initial value or the one-time fee. In this case, it's the $35 a month. So and it says that this is plus. So the plus indicates to us that this is addition. So then we need to figure out what is the rate. So the rate here is that it's 50 cents for each text message. So you can see here that the word each signifies to me that this is going to be the rate. So now I'm going to do 50 cents, so 0.50 times X plus 35, because 0.50 times X will give me the cost of each text message. And that's going to be equal to the total cost of the bill. So the total cost of the bill was $52. And so now we can go ahead and, so this is the equation. So if it's just asking for the equation, we can put that. And then we can solve from here. So we're going to start by subtracting 35 on both sides. And we'll have 0.50 is equal to 52 minus 35. And so 52 minus 35 is going to be 17. And then we will divide 0.5 on both sides. And that's going to be 34. And so we can say that Juan sent 34 text messages. So I'm just going to write my solution at the top. Juan sent 34 text messages. This month. All right, let's look at the next example. Example number 2, Friendship's soccer team purchased uniforms and equipment for a total cost of $912. The equipment cost $612 and the uniforms cost $25 each. How many uniforms did the school purchase? So let's start by identifying the important information. The total cost is $912. The equipment costs $612 and the uniforms each cost $25, and we need to figure out how many uniforms they purchase. So first, you're going to start by defining the variable. What do we know and what do we not know? So we're trying to figure out how many uniforms they purchase. So that's a variable. So we can say X is equal to the number of uniforms. And then we can go ahead and define, or we can determine the constant. So what is the initial value or the one-time cost? And the one-time cost is the equipment cost, which is $612. So constant. And then we need to determine the rate. The rate is $25 each. Sorry about the bell. So the rate is $25 each. And that keyword each helps us determine that is the rate. So then we can create an equation from here. So we know that the total cost is $912, which is equal to 25 times X, or $25 times X gives us the cost of the uniforms plus the one-time fee of $612. So then we're going to go ahead and solve by subtracting $612 on each side. 912 minus 612 is 300, which is going to be equal to 25X. The 25 is being multiplied by X, so we're going to go ahead and divide. And then we'll have X is equal to 300 divided by 25 is going to be 12. Okay, and so we would say that the school purchased Alrighty. So, the joke of the day. How do trees get on the internet? They log in. Thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed.